The very first big London derby match to be played at Wembley was the Chelsea-Tottenham final of 1967. Some of the enduring characters of London football played that day. Jimmy Greaves, Chopper Harris, Terry Venables, Johnny Hollins, Alan Mullery. Spurs won 2-1, as they did again when the two clubs met here in the Carling Cup final 4 years ago. Well, the semi-final of 1989 was restaged 3 weeks later. The show does go on. Wembley's not everyone's idea of a semi-final venue, but it's a 21st century setting in every sense, and it's brimful of Londoners this evening. A bit of a knees up to decide who will face Liverpool here in 3 weeks' time. Straight to Cole, keeping with his influence in the last 10 minutes, which has been growing out of Bayor. Here's Drogba in a chase with Gallas, trying to turn Gallas. Didier Drogba! That is an absolutely brilliant goal. Yet another Wembley goal for Didier Drogba. Well, that's surely the best he's ever scored here. Something out of nothing, something brilliant out of nothing from Didier Drogba.
Just remember as well his earlier attempt on the volley with the left foot, and he just completely missed the ball. This is world class. This is as good as it comes. And Chelsea have been the side under pressure. Tottenham have looked the more likely, and it's just a long ball from the skipper to find him. Does well to muscle Gallas to begin with. The turn is brilliant just to get that half a yard of space, but the shot is absolutely emphatic. The power he's managed to generate, absolutely wonderful. Cudicini, decent position. He's not going to do much about that. That is fantastic.
His 7th goal at Wembley for Chelsea, his 4th goal in an FA Cup semi-final, his 5th goal for Chelsea against Tottenham Hotspur. I suppose it was likely he might just score here today, but what a goal. Lampard takes in towards David Luiz. That's another good save. In goes Terry. King did really well. Mata smuggled off the line somehow. Goal! It crossed the line. Tottenham are furious, but a clear signal has been given to Martin Atkinson that Chelsea have scored.
And there's a big protest at this near side assistant, but I'm not sure he was in a position to see whether it was over the line or not. The referee seems to have given it on his own.
Well, it's a big call, because there were so many bodies in there. Now, if only we could show the officials these pictures. Does it cross the line or not?
Well, I mean, you can see there's no way the assistant can tell. I mean, that's not even close. It's not even close.
Nowhere near.
If that is Martin Atkinson's decision solely, then it's a shocker.
That's astonishing. Modric, look at the space here. Parker, up towards Adebayor. He's got away from David Luiz. Adebayor goes down. Bale scores. Tottenham are right back in the game. Gareth Bale has got the goal. I think Petr Cech might be a lucky man, because if a penalty had been given, I think he would have had to show a red card. They've got an injury to deal with too, and they've got a Tottenham comeback to deal with, because Gareth Bale has halved the deficit.
Well, Wes, I didn't think it was good refereeing on allowing Mata's goal to stand, but I think this is good refereeing, because, you know, he could pull this up and he's a big decision to make. Cech goes off the pitch. Brilliant ball from Parker to send Adebayor away. That is certainly a foul, but just let the advantage go and let Bale just tuck it in. I mean, if you don't give the free kick, or you don't give the penalty as it is in this case, then you just allow the game to carry on. Bale's goal, and you don't have a decision to make on whether you're going to send anybody off or not.
If you're Tottenham, what would you rather have right now? Would you rather have Petr Cech off the field and the ball on the spot and it's still 2-0, or would you rather have 2-1?
2-1.
Okay.
2-1. You've got your goal, you've got your impetus, you've got belief again. And, you know, Tottenham are fired up. They feel an injustice has been done, and it has. And they're roused by that.
Well, the bad news goes on for Chelsea because David Luiz obviously is still down there. And while there is an FA Cup semi-final for him to win here, there is a Champions League semi-final for him to contemplate. It's all happening for Martin Atkinson. Mata. Ramires has got free here. Ramires! Clear daylight for Chelsea. Into the last 15 minutes. And Ramires has put them 3-1 up. Inside of the final now.
Well, for me, this is all about Mata, because in the first half, it was congested in there, and neither Modric nor Mata, the playmakers on both sides, were able to get on the ball really and cause enough damage. But just look at the space that Mata's afforded to be able to just dink the ball into Ramires for his run. Just watch, he plays it back to Lampard now. Look at the space he's in. There's no pressure on him whatsoever. He's onside because Walker's managed to do that and trying to deal with Drogba. But it's a delightful little finish in the end. Once he gets in position, wonderful coolness as Cudicini goes down just to lift it over the Spurs keeper and make it 3-1 for Chelsea. But Mata has managed to create all that.
Well, Ramires missed from a yard against Benfica a couple of weeks ago, but he was very, very cool there. Just lifted it beyond the onrushing Cudicini, and Spurs have got to come from two behind again. Lampard, well struck, very, very, very well struck. That's a sensational goal from Frank Lampard, and Chelsea lead by 4 goals to 1. They've had a huge slice of luck in this second half, but they put some clear blue sky between themselves and Spurs now, with a wonderful hit from Frank Lampard.
Well, you can't take anything away from the strike. I mean, it's wonderful. He couldn't have made it any better, Frank Lampard, and it just flew past Cudicini. But I just wonder with the goalkeeper, he's guarding that side, and as often you see it, he takes a step in the wrong direction, and it just leaves that yard, and he can't get back now. He's taken a step to his right, and now he can't recover because his weight's on the wrong side. And if he's guarding that post, he should have been holding his position, and he could have dealt with that. But still, a fine, fine strike.
He scored in the semi-final here 2 years ago against Aston Villa. It's his 4th goal for Chelsea here at Wembley. He got the winner for England against Spain in November, but I think that one will mean a bit more to him. And would you believe his 10th goal against Tottenham Hotspur? See 5 added minutes, we've got a couple to go. Mata, and here's Malouda, 5 for Chelsea. They are romping their way to the FA Cup final. Rubbing salt into Tottenham wounds and widening the smile on Roberto Di Matteo's face. They're having a field day. Flora Malouda, the latest.
Well, if he keeps going like this, he's going to walk into the job, isn't he, Di Matteo, on a full-time basis? But again, the name you mentioned before Malouda was Juan Mata, and you know, he has played his part. As soon as it breaks here, it's just again just a lovely little ball, akin to what he did for Ramires earlier on, and this time it's beautifully taken through the goalkeeper by Flora Malouda. And just the way it's gone in this second half, I mean, Chelsea have been ruthless. That's what you've got to do. I do feel a little bit for Tottenham, I must admit.
Roberto Di Matteo has had already led Chelsea out for a cup final back in 2002, shortly after he was forced to retire through injury. Claudio Ranieri, who's here tonight, invited him to take his place at the head of the line for the final against Arsenal in Cardiff. He walked out alongside Arsene Wenger. Chelsea lost 2-0. I suspect he's going to be doing it again in 3 weeks' time. Liverpool have won all 4 games they played against Chelsea the last 2 seasons, knocked them out of the Carling Cup in November. They had some epic Champions League encounters, 3 semi-finals, and they're going to meet in the FA Cup final now. Another cup final for Chelsea. The new Wembley residents will be back in their favourite seats on May the 5th. Chelsea's 4th FA Cup final in 6 years, and they have won the other 3 here. Roberto Di Matteo continues to wave his magic wand. For his next trick, he will attempt to make Barcelona disappear. And semi-final week is Chelsea's week so far. Tottenham's targets are slipping through Harry Redknapp's fingers. He seems powerless to hold the slide. So much promise. Anything less than Champions League qualification will seem like failure now. Martin Atkinson at the centre of an incident-packed second half. But Roberto Di Matteo's Chelsea are a success story, and the project is back on track. Chelsea have scored 5 in the semi-final here today.